There's only one reason we were chugging Red Bull, and it's 8 o'clock at night, because we just got the best phone call in the whole freaking world. Just down the street, one of our best pals, buddy Cole Pint, he called us at like 7:24. Must have been when he was walking out of the woods. He's like, I don't exactly know where I hit him, but I just sniped a buck at like 15 yards away. So we're like, okay, let's pack everything up, bomb over there. He said the blood's okay, so yeah, we're going in for a track to not just any deer, to a freaking buck. And if this happens, this is Cole's like 3rd big buck in a row, 3 years in a row. So yeah, next stop, the Pint's residence. All right, let's go talk to the man of the hour. First, Zoe. Hello, Zoe. Hello, Cammy. It's good to see you as always. No, Cammy. Sneaky son of a gun.
What do we got?
What do we got?
Well, we got an arrow and a deer. But
yeah, talk to me. Let me come on this side. Maybe it's a little bit better lighting.
yeah, the whole family just went for a trip up north grouse hunting, and of course that's the night I shoot one. So
you're at the house alone. No one is here.
Yeah. And now we got some work ahead of us.
As long as Greg keeps that fridge unlocked.
Yeah, that's the
Steph and I will stay here as long as you need.
Big cold front moving in tonight. Supposed to get down to 30. And I got off work. I had 2 hours to sit, so I headed out to one of my stands that I haven't hunted in probably 2 weeks, mainly just because I wanted to. I don't have cell cams. I have just the SD cards, and I wanted to check the camera because I hadn't checked it in 2 weeks. So I got out there. I didn't check the camera right away because in order to check it, I would have had to walk over a main trail that deer travel on. So I climbed up. My wind was like okay for this stand. It was blowing like 90 degrees from where I wanted it to, so it wasn't blowing into the bedding area that I was hunting, but it was blowing alongside it. And then wind just died off last hour of hunting, and I heard a deer, what I thought was get up out of a bed. And then I saw flashes of it probably at like 100 yards, and then didn't hear or see anything for probably like 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden, I heard something at like 50 yards walking right to like where one of my shooting lanes was. 15 minutes later, saw it at like 50 yards. Still didn't know if it was a buck or a doe at this point. All I could see was legs going through the brush. And then it walked out and I saw antlers. So that's when I had my bow ready. And my first instinct, which I'm kind of nervous about, was I'm gonna pass on it because it's October 5th and I have 4 bucks that I don't have many pictures of at all. But I have like 1 picture of each of these different deer, and these pictures are like July, August pictures in velvet, and those are the 4 that I was gonna shoot this year. And when he went into the brush, he was probably at 25 yards. When he walked out and I saw him again, it was 15 yards, and he just looked bigger than he did the first time I saw him. Yeah, drew back, stopped him, and just let it fly.
Your headlamp is really bright. Damn.
We got Steph on pack mule duty. She's got some waters and some rope. Basically any other essentials we need. Cole's nervous, and honestly, I'm nervous too. I just want it to be dead, you know? It's just that feeling before. It's like, it's dead. Yeah, right now it's about 8:50. He shot it at 6:50. So we'll give it some time. We got some good flashlights on us. We're just gonna go slow. Slow and steady win the race.
I'm getting pictures all down in here.
Okay. Your camera's right there.
And I checked my camera and I didn't have a picture, so that deer either walked right here underneath where the camera's looking and came out, or it walked out right here.
Oh, this
is where it was when I first saw it.
That's a nice quick walk in though.
Yeah. Right there. Up there is where I was sitting.
Oh, that looks like
blood, but
That looks like a lung to me, dude.
that's what I thought too. But I thought I told myself if I missed, it was low, so that's why I'm so confused as to how I could have caught a low.
We can just keep it right there, dude.
I want to pull it out and smell it and see if I got any guts or anything. Oh, that's thick blood. I might have got a heart. It doesn't smell like guts. It smells like a buck, which is crazy because it's only October 5th and it smells like a rutting buck.
Yeah, it does. Smell. Have Steph smell.
You don't have to know. Oh yeah.
It does. Wow, it really
Okay, so this is where arrow was. Not much, but that's the first thing that I found. It took me like 25 minutes to find it. And then I marked second and third blood up here ways. That Mountain Dew bottle on top of that tree is where I stopped. So my other arrow is right up there.
nice.
And that's...
Let's keep going. Sorry.
That's a lot of blood.
No, so I know it's not here because I had to get permission from the neighbor because I saw it run onto the neighbors. So I made the phone call. I talked to the lady last year too. So we got permission to go on there. And I told her as soon as we find it, we'll drag it out. We won't leave a gut pile or anything. So we're good to go on that. And no, it's not laying right here.
No, sorry. I didn't mean to
Steph's
say
like,
that.
it's right there.
No, it's fine because I know it's not. But so this blood doesn't look bad. I mean, it's
goes
up
right
through
through
here.
here.
That's good.
Right there.
Bleeding okay. There's blood right here. Right here. Very little bit.
Where do you think he went?
So I think he stayed left of all these trees from what I saw from my stand. But I still want to follow blood all the way through here just to be sure.
Yeah, we take our time.
So after he crossed over the fence line, I just listened for like 5 minutes. And this is the first year where I didn't hear like a crashing for sure, like done, end of the blood trail. So that's the only thing that like he could be in this long stuff where you don't really hear him crash because there's nothing to crash into, or he could have just bedded. I guess we don't know yet. So that's why I want to just be watching for antlers. So, but I did see him up to like this point up here, and he was still running. So we know he's a little bit further in at least. It's looking pretty good. He's pumping a decent amount right here.
That sounds like 2 deer.
Yeah. Well, if there's a bed full of blood right there, we just jumped in, but yeah, there's so many deer in here. It could have been different deer.
Also, it took off so slow.
Last year we found my buck. Why is it walking so slow? I don't know.
All right. We had a real wicked blood trail all the way up to about here. We kind of got at a crossroads and we have been on our hands and knees.
It's just bright red blood. But yeah, so that's 10 yards. I mean, where Steph is our last speck of blood. So from here to there, which is like another couple yards, to up there.
And then it just
We went
stops.
from this to like, I mean, I found a speck of blood on a leaf the size of like a wood tick, like just tiny. So once we got up in here, like right where we're standing now, we heard multiple deer like off in the bedding area. So I mean, it'd be weird if there was a group of them together and he was with them. But so we never, after we heard that, we never really wanted to like go much farther without blood. So after we lost blood up in here, it took us like 45 minutes. We literally found it another 5 yards up, just a tiny speck. And there's, I mean, the way it looks, he's going this way. And there's like a very easy path that you would assume he would take, but we didn't find any blood on it. And then there's like a couple different ones where maybe he would have went, but I mean, also, yeah, he could have cut back, and that's why we're not finding blood. But so I don't want to say blood ran out, but it could have, and we're just not finding any right now in the dark.
On the bright side, it's going to be 30 degrees tonight.
Yeah. It's going to be cold tonight. I don't know, the frost might make it a little bit hard to track tomorrow, but tomorrow I'd feel a little bit better, being that it's such a long time for it to expire that I could come in here, and before I even start looking for blood here, I might just go on the far side of the property and walk this way just to see if it's laying somewhere, because, I mean, blood will be a little bit easier to see in the morning, but it's also 12 hours old at that point, so it might start to dry up and be harder to see. So I think we gotta back out at this point though, because I don't want to push it off the property.
All right, let's just back out and we'll regroup in the morning. He's dead. He's dead somewhere, dude. Oh, we have not turned the camera on. What time is it right now? Give a time when you started, when I got here.
10:45. I got out here this morning at like 7:30. So 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Show him your Onyx. Show him your Onyx. Explain what Onyx is and what you kind of got going.
So Onyx is just an app that I have that shows property owners and other things like that. But there's also a tracking feature, so you can track your steps and the time that you've been tracking. So I started it after about 45 minutes. So I've been tracking for 2 hours and 18 minutes. Covered 2.2 miles.
And shows you everywhere. And it doesn't, and I mean, that's just coal. It doesn't show where I track too. So just consider another line right next to all these. Just.
Yep.
And our game plan originally was just to go slow, look for blood. We did that. And we didn't find, yeah.
Yeah, so where we left last night, we had really heavy blood. And 5 yards from that, there were 2 specks. And we covered like a 30-yard circle around that on our hands and knees looking for blood. And it went into some thick stuff, and we just figured it's dark out. When you're using a headlamp, all the leaves cast shadows on the other leaves, and we were just like, whatever, we're not seeing it because it's dark out, and we're probably just walking over all our blood. So we left thinking we'd come out this morning and I'd find blood within 10 minutes, and came out this morning and didn't find a single drop of blood. So then Sam got here like 30 minutes later, and we just kind of went into find deer mode instead of find blood mode. And almost 3 hours later,
we looked like, this land is incredible where he hunts next to him, where he got permission to kind of search for his deer. We looked in totally different plots of the woods. We looked down by this pond. We basically covered all the CRP, and after 2 hours and you don't have blood and you're just grid searching for a body, Cole was feeling really discouraged. And I'm not gonna lie, I was not feeling discouraged. I just felt like, you know, every half an hour that goes on that you don't stumble across blood or a body, you just kind of,
I mean, you start to lose hope kind of, because we don't have any blood and you're just looking at that point.
So our last ditch effort was to kind of come through these row of pine trees, and this was our first pass. Cole said, you get on the inside and I'll get on the outside, and we started walking, and we were just going to go row by row by row.
Like, I mean, there's probably 25 rows of these pines that are planted, and I told them, I was like, this might take 5-6 passes to cover everything. And I almost wasn't going to go on the outside of this row of pines, but I decided to go on the outside of this row of pines. I was walking, and I told Sam, I said, there's been deer in here because it is beat down and no one has ever been in here. And look,
I'm right in the pines. He's right here.
Look to my right, and I don't know if you guys can see down there or not, but I saw a white belly. And if that deer, honestly, would have been laying a different direction and that white belly wasn't there, I don't know if I would have saw him.
Look where he spotted him through. I don't even know if you guys can see it. Let's walk up. We have not walked up to it yet. This just happened. Dude. He's got a big body. He's got a nice rack, dude. Oh my gosh. Pint. Dude, he's a horse. Oh, he's a horse, dude.
Oh, he's been dead since last night.
He's a horse, dude.
Look at that.
Look how many points? He's a horse, dude.
I knew he had that weird brow tie.
He's a freaking horse. Oh my gosh. Oh. So what has he got? 1, 2,
9. line and a little sticker here that won't.
Oh my gosh, let me back up.
I do have trail camera pictures of this one.
Oh my gosh, look at his brow here, dude.
I knew
So
it was this buck
unique.
or a different tall 8 that we have. But this is what I saw.
Wow. So where potentially did you hit him?
So this is...
Would that be the entry?
This is exit.
Exit.
So entry is probably going to be tucked on the shoulder because his right side would have been facing the...
So that's exit.
The road side, so this is exit. I don't want to say we got lucky because then it makes it seem like maybe you got to the point where you weren't going to find it. But we were on our last ditch effort. We knew if he was somewhere close to where we had last blood, it was going to be close to these evergreens. So we had a plan, but it was kind of our last plan.
Yeah.
Because we had covered everything else. I mean, within eyesight.
And I will give it up. We don't work with Onyx or anything like that. Zero affiliation. That app is pretty incredible because it gave us an opportunity to look at how this land laid out, and we just took it in sections after we started looking for a body. And that tracking feature, it really helps you understand, okay, at least we've been here. All right, let's go check through here. Let's go look through here. It really shows you where you haven't been. Dude, it's a freaking beautiful buck. It's a freaking beautiful. God, look at how tall. Look at his body. How far do you think he actually ran from where you shot him?
So we'll be able to figure out what it ended up being from where we left it last night to where we found him today. My guess would probably be 100 yards from where we left last night at last blood. But he stopped bleeding. I mean, so this side is exit, and it was quartering 2, so the exit is a little bit farther back, but entry side, it went in 2 inches behind the shoulder blade. So, I mean, it's where you want to hit them, but it just shows those quartering 2 shots. They're tough because I probably ended up hitting behind the heart.
Yeah.
And once we gut it out, we'll see what I ended up catching. But
give him a turn so we can see the side. He's like tall. Look at, dang. Quick turn. And you got him on camera too, which is so cool. You got him on trail cam.
yeah, I got him in velvet, and
It's such a wicked brow tine there.
yeah, that's weird.
So good, dude. Dang. All right, let's get to work.
Yeah, now is the dirty work.
The hard work has been done. We're in the pint shed, and old Cletus is hanging. Beautiful. Congratulations, Cole. Awesome shot. Wicked, unique buck. Crazy story. That sight right here, that's what I live for. Happy freaking days.
Move ahead, oh my pretty babe. Something ain't right. Got to find a way to move ahead.